everybody. It's a delight to see you here today. And we're going to enjoy a little celebration, and as you saw on the flyer, a celebration of the Golden Age. Who's looking forward to the Golden Age? Hey! Unanimous. And I'm sure it's going to be a really, really lovely and entertaining afternoon. And I'd first of all like to welcome to the stage, and with a big round of applause, the great Sam McNally. Hey, here he is. Sam is a legend in the Australian music industry, and he really, my experience, I've been a friend of Sam's for 38 years. We just realised at lunch today.
38 and a half, Charles.
And Sam is an incredibly kind, loving and big-hearted, generous person, and his friend Sam is nodding his head. So this is really Sam's vision, because during lockdown last year we had a couple of concerts here to lighten the atmosphere, you know what life's been like in the last couple of years, and Sam just brings his heart full of love and enthusiasm into this place. So Sam, thank you so much, and a really special welcome to Burnsy on the bass guitar, Graham Burns, and David Plenty on the drums. Wonderful. All of them are incredibly accomplished musicians, and so humble of them just to come here today and share with all of us. Then we're going to have a very unique second round. We're going to hear from Sam and the group, and we're going to listen to Juliette Bradley. And Juliette Bradley was in a group with Sam called Across Time in the early 80s, which was formed, they're all meditators together, and they went on a world tour to America, the UK, and India. And we're going to reminisce a little bit. They'll play a few songs, and I'm going to ask them a few questions, and we'll go down memory lane a little bit.
We never talked, too. Charles. We never talked. We never talked about all that. It's pretty special.
That's lovely, Sam. And last but not least, we have a special guest who's flown in especially from Brazil. Yay! Direct from the Amazon. So really, it's going to be a really lovely afternoon. So I'm going to leave it with Sam.
Sorry, Charles, we're just mucking around.
Okay, Sam, over to you, and you can kick it off.
Thank you, Charles, for that beautiful introduction. We'll let the music talk first, and then we'll say a few things after that. Won't we, DP? Thank you. Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here. It's really beautiful to be here, back in this beautiful space again, after a bit over a year. It was middle of last year that we were here, wasn't it? It was July. It was June and July. We did 2 peace concerts, and lots happened since then that we need not speak about. But we're happy now. That's all that matters. All we have is the now. That was a song called Serendipity Samba, which I wrote quite a lot of years ago. Here's something I didn't write quite a lot of years ago, called Do You Know the Way to San Jose? Thank you. Sometimes we like to muck around with, don't we? Yeah. We muck around with existing well-known songs and do different things to them. Like, I'm sure you heard there, I had to throw Burn to Your Cue or two because there's a couple of different ways we've done the ending. So we came up with a good one last time we played, and that looks like it's staying. I'd like to do a piece that I think I first started playing in this very space actually last year. It's called Going Home, and it's from a Dvorak symphony, New World Symphony. I don't know why, I just love this piece. Musicians don't know why they particularly love certain things, certain moods, certain melodies. And I've been giving a bit of thought to that lately. Why do certain melodies just stay in the memory and have a certain resonance? There's a great beauty in all of that, and I don't have all the answers, but I'm still asking the questions. Oh, that's pretty nice. See, the great thing about playing music is there's a bit of jazz involved. You can go different places at different times. You make the same tune. Tomorrow it's going to be significantly different.
This is true, Sam.
Right, Zach? He knows. This young boy has been paying attention. Look, the reason this day is here is because I've been liaising with a dear friend named Juliette Bradley, who is a great songwriter, singer-songwriter, and as Charles said, we were in a band in the 1980s called Across Time. And Across Time is a pretty unique band. I've been in a lot of bands in my life, I can assure you, and I've never been in one like that. We played a lot of events that just like nothing I've seen before. Events that were there for reasons of spiritual goodness, and we were there because we wanted to be there and just out of love. One of the songs Juliet came up with, the latter part of the band actually, was a song called Golden Age, which has been a favourite inside the tent of Raj Yoga Centres as a meditation song. And it's incredibly atmospheric. And we revisited the song and re-recorded it. And we'd like to do that right now, as a matter of fact. I'd like to welcome Juliette Bradley and Damien Hills to the stage, please.
Aren't we lucky to have these wonderful musicians here? Oh, that was beautiful. That was really beautiful. Hydration is very important.
Very important indeed. Do you want to say something or not now, a bit later?
Later. Let me take you floating on a river in golden age. Lay back in my boat on a river in golden age. In golden age, golden age, everything is sweet. In golden age, golden age, everything's complete. Let me take you flying in a viman in golden age. golden age, golden age, everything is sweet in golden age, golden age, everything's complete. Right from the start, here in my heart, right from the start, I'm here with you. Come with me. Come with me. How sweet it will be. I know you will come with me. In golden age, golden age, everything is sweet. In golden age, golden age. Everything's
Well, that worked.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey. See, we've never done that before. We never actually played this song. This song never hadn't emerged by the time it was post Across Time, actually, wasn't it?
I think so.
This is a Juliette Bradley song, not an Across Time song. So we never played it live, and this is a new version of it, new arrangement of it, and we like, and I hope you like.
Good.
It's a great thing how inspiration happens, and what are you laughing at?
He's asking what's next. He said, "What's next?" I said, "Damien."
Don't worry about that stuff.
I said, "Damien,
Where are those
you're
details?
booked for 2 songs. There's only one logical song choice."
See, I like to play a bit of power tripping. I don't tell these guys everything. It's delegation, you know. You tell them a bit, but not everything.
Just keeping the saxophone
See?
line.
Yeah.
Continue, my
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, inspiration comes, and I had an idea to revisit the song, and Juliet thought, yeah, that'd be great fun.
I did indeed, and it is.
She said yes, and then I got nervous because I thought, she mightn't like what I've done with it. Because there's
I
always
love
the
everything
chance.
he's done is amazing.
There's always the chance the other person isn't going to love what you do. And then you go, well, do I stand my ground on this or do we let it go? But it was
I'm so hard to work with too.
she's
so
a very difficult person to work with. Yeah. Juliet's notoriously difficult. So now we'd like to do the namesake of this marvellous group, Across Time.
Yeah.
There's your answer, DP.
Yeah.
And should we talk about this song, how it happened? Might as well.
I was sitting in meditation very early on in my Raj Yoga day, and the whole song came to me in 10 minutes. And I couldn't wait to get up, and I thought, where's the piano? And the closest piano was in the Seymour Centre, and my twin sister was working there in the wardrobe, and there's this beautiful big grand in a room all on its own. So I went straight to the piano and played it. It just came, the whole thing just came, thank you, yes. So as soon as I played it, of course, Justine wanted to sing it. So I didn't get to sing it a lot, but now I can.
She sang it really well too.
Oh, she does.
You sing it as well,
Oh, thank
I
you.
reckon, now. It's good. 2, 3, 4.
But after all this time, I still think of you, and looking at the things I planned while my life was new. The ocean And so I think of you.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to do Dark Horizon, minus bass and drums. You're fired, guys.
Thank you so much. That was just perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Here's another beautiful song from that era. This is spooky, this one. It's very beautiful.
This one came to me sitting on Bubba's Rock at 3:30 in the morning. I know we're not supposed to be there at that time. I did not know at that time that there were bears and tigers around, but we're sitting on this rock and, you know, of course the desert's 4,000 feet below us and it's dark, you know, it's 3:30 in the morning and suddenly all these lights start coming on and they were the fires that everyone gathers around to have their morning chai. And it just made me think of stars coming to the earth and then flying up. So the dark horizon was that morning, and the stars are us, of course. Watch the dark horizon, see the signs of light, stay in utter stillness and see stars take flight. Capture all that magic, slowly weave your spell, cast it high into the wind and leave for time to tell. Time stands still, open your eyes to drink your fill. This dawn will last 1,000 years. The time has come for no more tears, for 1,000 years. Time stand still, open your eyes to drink your fill. This dawn will last 1,000 years. The time has come for no more tears, for 1,000 years. before I met you, I felt your presence here, the power and the beauty were drawing me near. Time stands still. I open my eyes to drink my fill. This dawn will last 1,000 years. The time has come for no more tears. This dawn will last 1,000 years. The time has come for no more tears. For 1,000 years. Thank you. Beautiful, darling. Beautiful.
Thank you very much. We're going to middle section of this afternoon. We're going to have a bit of a chat with Charlie Hogg. Over to you, Charles.
So thank you so much, Sam. I think on behalf of everybody, just like to thank you from the heart. Absolutely beautiful. And Juliet, I think they seem to be engaged in something here.
Sorry, what was that?
But I was just thinking as we're listening, quite touching for me to see Juliet after, I don't know, 20, 25, 30 plus years. So it's really lovely to have you, Juliet. So lovely. And you're still singing so beautifully. And she's an incredibly creative person. She's a beautiful painter, magnificent painter. And see what she's wearing? She made that 2 days ago. What do you think?
Not this one.
Creativity is in her spirit. So what we'd love to do, we're just going to go on a little bit of a down memory lane, this tour of America, the UK and India. So we're going to rearrange the stage, and then we're going to watch a little video, and you'll see Sam and Juliet as they looked about 40 years ago. So if you can just be a little bit patient for a few minutes, we'll be with you very soon. Thank you. So we can rearrange the stage. Yeah, thank you.
my dream time to stay.
So, as you saw through that little montage that Sam put together, I think yesterday, it showed Sam, Juliet, Justine and Tony on a tour in the 1980s, and I think in the Brahma Kumaris around the world they were so dearly loved, their music, and it's still played everywhere. But I was thinking, listening to you as you were singing, Juliet, and Sam playing, that you're such creative spirits, both of you. You know, it just comes, it's a part of your being. And yet your whole life you've been on a spiritual journey. How much is like your music an expression of you, your essential sort of spiritual self? What do you feel when you're playing music? Do you feel connected to your...
Absolutely, Charlie, absolutely. For me, it's something that lifts beyond the present moment. It's a spiritual language by nature. And, communicating with other musicians, we open up to each other on really subtle levels. You know, it's a beautiful way to communicate, and not only with other musicians, but with an audience, to bring people along to the feeling, and especially if it's a spiritual feeling, to create that atmosphere. And music does it so beautifully. Writing, I spend a lot of time in a trance-like state. I like that. I really like that. And I can sometimes have a song like Across Time come in 10 minutes, and other times it's just on my mind for 3 days, driving me crazy. Sometimes songs come from a deep sadness too. And it's like there's an answering presence that gives a sense of relief or sense of understanding.
Lovely. Sam, you've been playing the piano since, 2 years old or so?
Well, let's not exaggerate about these things. 7.
But you've been a lifelong spiritual journeyman too. I mean, how much is your music an expression of your inner being?
Well, they're completely connected, but I think for a lot of the time I didn't realise that. I compartmentalised them into different things. And although I loved the music, and I loved the music that I did and was doing in so many different ways, I didn't really understand how much it was from the spirit, So the language changes, the understanding changes. But you know what fascinates me, like what Juliet was saying, there are a lot of musicians in the world that do great music that aren't so-called spiritual people, they don't use the language of spiritual travelling and journeying and trying to find myself, all that stuff. And much more. They don't use that language. They just go into that space of their music, the music that they do, and that is their language. And it's a very powerful language because it touches people,
Now, we looked at those photos of the two of you 40 years ago and brought back a lot of memories. I know Ken was very touched. He said it really touched his heart seeing that. But what was the experience of just travelling the world, playing music, but almost on a spiritual pilgrimage as you went to the the meditation centres throughout America, the UK and India. What was the inner feeling that was happening as you were doing that?
I think, if I can go first, I think, 'cause I'm excited about this, I think that in my book that one of these years I'll finish, if I don't
How long
die,
have you been writing it for, Sam?
about 7 years. If I don't die first, I think I refer to this tour as our own private magical mystery tour, and it really was that. It was magical, and it was a mystery, and it was many mysteries. There was, in part, it was just fun. We were having fun because we liked each other and we knew what we were in for a good time. But it was a much more than that. There was a lot of unknown. We didn't know, but we had I was thinking about this just in recent days, coming up to this. There was an innocence of spirit there where we just went, hey, I'm in. And I'd like to ask you, Charles, do you remember when this proposal first came up for Across Time to Tour? Do you remember how that happened exactly? Because
I don't.
Because you were the one that brought it to us as a proposal, said, hey, you guys want to do this? This is the wonder. We just said, yeah, I'm in. I'll just block out 2 months of my life, and it was all self-funded. We funded ourselves. It wasn't bankrolled by some other entity, and so we did it because out of love, just out of love. That's the bottom line.
Juliet.
Can I say something too?
Oh, we'll ask Sam's permission first.
No. The thing is about that tour, we were with Daddy Kumaka, and what an astounding presence. I remember feeling really quite bodiless. She's so beautiful and so adored worldwide, and it was that energy that transported us as well. And I remember in San Francisco, they set the stage beautifully. It was this big theatre, and they had a black backdrop just peeled back into an archway, and they had Duddy sitting on a little white stool. Behind was the gold curtain, and then it was floodlit with red light, and she looked like she was levitating. And I think most of the audience felt she was levitating, and there was this queue of people at the end of the concert on their knees, just in adoration, and Daddy just, just being absolutely loving and so beautiful, so present with everyone. And I think I've had that experience also with Nirware in the Blue Mountains, where he was taking the whole room into a state of meditation, and then we were to get up and play. And we played through the first song, and someone came up, Robert, and said, you should turn on the piano. We were I remember sitting there thinking, I have to get up onto the stage and I don't know how to move this body.
For those of you who don't know these personalities, Daddy Prakashmani was the worldwide head of the Brahma Kumaris, and she did it. I remember now, Sam, just came to me. She was going on a tour, and our friend Brian Bacon was in America.
Yeah.
And he rang me and said it'd be great if Across Time toured while she was there. So that's how it came about.
It's very interesting to remember, yeah.
Yeah. And do you have any similar memories to that, Sam, of Daddy Prakashmani's sort of presence?
Look, I was a little more pragmatic than perhaps Juliet. Juliet was the one to she was a bit more into going into trance fairly easily. So, look, my experiences were wonderful, but a little less flamboyant to describe. But definitely lots and lots and lots of spiritually incredibly happy times, this prevailing atmosphere of being lifted up, and we were looked after so beautifully everywhere we went, and was just extraordinary.
As you were moving around, going from place to place, centre to centre, and probably you were your own roadies and everything, I imagine. You had to do the lot.
Should we recall paying excess baggage at Bombay Airport in 1984? Go and see that guy
London.
over there and that little window over there.
In London, we got stuck for 10 days with absolutely no money. And
did we really? I don't remember that.
Totally, because they wanted to charge us the excess baggage from London. So, it was a very interesting time.
We just, in terms of logistics, we travelled medium heavy. We carried some equipment and picked up stuff. Obviously, we didn't carry an acoustic piano with us, but I had half of my synthesizer rig, which was considerably bigger than that one is now. So, and Juliet had an electric piano as well, and so we had a fair bit of stuff when you added it all up. But travelling was a lot more expensive back then. So there were a few challenges, but we got through them all.
One of the, I suppose, the things of life is we all love to be appreciated. And especially as an artist, I suppose, you're always giving and I suppose have that feeling of wanting some sort of acknowledgement or appreciation. In your spiritual journey, do you feel that you've worked through that? I mean, how do you manage that sort
That's
of
just
relationship?
not a priority. I think just the performance and the feeling of love and unity and communication, the feeling of being with audience and band and spirit. It's all you need, I mean, I think I might have a bit of trouble if there was a drunken crowd screaming out for a rock and roll tune, but I try to make sure I don't go into those places.
I was in one of those places 12 hours ago. As a matter of fact.
Damien was too.
Sam lives a double life. And Juliet, when you sing, sometimes I get the feeling, you really sing as a soul. It's like it comes from a really unique place. Do you consciously do that, or is that something which is just a part of your expression?
I think because the songs come from there, and when I sing them, I link with the emotions, not too strongly, because if I do too much, then I won't be able to be present and be inclusive. But the songs themselves have an energy, and that sets the pace. The same with artwork too. That there's an energy. I can't create a second time, but I can link with the feeling, and that is, first of all, it's a gift to me. So I feel like I'm a channel. I'm an instrument, and trying to get out of my way, mind-wise. It was so easy today because there were no nerves, but when there's ego involved, then there can be nerves and a sense of self and not being good enough and all that stuff that comes into the head. But if there's a presence, and I know that so many of you know the music and know the songs, that I felt entirely comfortable. So.
Beautiful. And Sam, when you play, I always get the feeling you just play from your heart. It's like your heart plays the piano. You do everything with your heart. You're just such I think I always notice you're happiest when you're expressing love, whether it's through your relationships or your piano playing. It just seems to be who you are. What's your sort of feeling when you're absolutely in the zone?
Well, it's exactly like Juliet says. It's I'm unafraid to go into space, when I'm playing, and it doesn't matter what kind of music it is. Actually, I mean, it's obviously more so when the music is, a bit subtle or a lot subtle. it's easy to take off, but I can have those experiences in pretty mundane settings as well, and I like that I can do that, you know. I guess it's just something I've grown to. I wasn't always able to do that. Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you. I mean, I do the things that I do propelled by love. So, and I think a lot of musicians that I would call great musicians are driven in that way too. They are propelled by the love for the work, the love for the art, the love for the music, the love for what the music does for others. It's an incredible experience to be engaged with music as a language.
And do you think a big part of it is when you play to any audience, you get blessings from the heart, just that energy that comes of...
No question about it. No question about that. Every professional musician knows that, or professional or not professional, but a musician who does music seriously, on a serious level, knows that getting something back from the audience is a beautiful thing. And the challenge sometimes can be when you're with an audience that either doesn't give much back or doesn't appear to give much back. So you kind of go, I don't think they're liking this much. And you quickly get out of thinking any of that stuff and just stay in your zone. But yes, obviously, you feel the blessings of an audience that is with you.
Juliet, any thoughts to add there?
Absolutely. I concur.
Okay. So that tour that you did in, well, it's coming up for 40 years ago, what impact did it have on your life, and do you feel, and what sort of legacy has that tour left you with?
Oh, I think unforgettable experiences that were so extraordinary, out of the ordinary, and I think that stays. So the songs gather that energy as well, and because they've been used in service like that, it's a precious thing, and I don't think that would ever go away. I remember at the end of the tour having an extraordinary trance experience. I do like trances. But this was quite extraordinary. Yeah.
And Juliet, when you meditate these days, what is your sort of experience? Can you describe?
It's interesting because I draw on that tour. I think part of the trance experience that I had in Mumbai on the way out after that tour was seeing the planet as a ball of light, and visiting everywhere, every centre we'd been to, just zipping in and zipping out, and then seeing the world completely covered in light, surrounded by light. And I meditate a lot these days, enhancing that experience of spiritual light in the earth, just bringing that light of consciousness back to earth. And in fact, next door to where I live, we had some interesting characters making ice, and they were not very pleasant.
It's not ice for drinks, people.
No.
Just to clarify.
They ended up blowing up the garage and setting fire to the whole house and singeing the next door property. And I've been meditating for the whole time that they were there, just bringing a sense of light and love, and saturating the area with light and love. And we got this most beautiful Indian lady who invited us when she thought the house had to be destroyed. She built a new place, and she invited us in for a Brahmin ceremony to bring light into the house. And it was beautiful, 3-hour session. So I think it works. Bringing light to earth works.
So maybe we should wind up. But Sam, what about you these days? What's meditation meaning to you, and how does it fuel you? You've been enthusiastic with your work from the beginning. Is it coming from your own inner experience? What's meditation for you these days?
I guess that everything we've done is an accumulation, isn't it? So I don't know. It's a work in progress. Every day is different. Every year's different. These years are different. This one, I can't really say, but I mean, I know that the incredible experiences I've had, including this amazing 1984 tour that we did, leaves an imprint on the soul. It leaves stuff that maybe I haven't thought about for a long time, and then one day I'll have some inspirations and remember the feelings of that time. I think feelings say a lot. How I feel and what my feelings are like are built from my experiences, definitely. So I hope that's some kind of an answer.
That's lovely. Thank you, Sam. And Sam, thanks again for putting this together, because Sam
It's
does
been my
everything,
pleasure.
He organises everyone, and it really is amazing. He does so much, and with such a good intention, that just to bring everyone together. It's his love.
Look, you said it about me. I think that I like to bring people together and like to create situations where that can happen, and it's true. But I mean, it's its own reward too. The reward is immediate. So it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to do things that you just know are going to be valuable, are going to be enjoyed by many, and that you can also build other things on. I'd like to think we can do this kind of setting again.
Yeah,
again,
lovely.
as we talked about last year. I think we should plan some more. So,
Thank
you.
you both. Thank you, Juliet.
Thank you, Charles, for your gracious introductions and having us.
Pleasure, Sam.
Charlie's my spiritual mother.
Me too. Yeah. No, seriously, Charles here, he, should we say Charles? Yeah. He gave us the spiritual wisdom that we've learned about, He was the instrument. And he's a great friend, and, and I mean that in a sincere way. And a great friend to everyone. Cheerful Charlie. Always cheerful.
Thank you, Sam. Lovely. Now we've got a little bit more for everybody. So Sam and Juliet, we're travelling down to the Latin part of the world, and we have Ken with us, and I think so many here do know Ken. But all I can say is Ken's an incredible person, extraordinary person, originally from Sydney. And we met in London in 1975. And we were both saying we were squatting in London, as you did in the 1970s. And we met, and it's been like a friendship ever since, in a way. And yet we lived together a little bit here in Australia. Then Ken was invited to Brazil. And Ken's just an incredible creative spirit, I would say. Whatever he turns his mind to, he's a writer, he's an incredible teacher, he's a management consultant, he runs the centres, he does IT, he plays guitar, he sings, you name it, he does it. He's just got that intellect that can do anything, and yet in his heart is this love for God and his spiritual journey, and he's really an extraordinary person. And he was saying that he hasn't sung for a while, but we asked him to sing a few of his classic numbers that some of us know. So we're going to welcome Ken, who just got in from Brazil 10 days ago.
Yes,
And yeah, so let's welcome Brother Ken.
thank you. Thank you, Charlie. In fact, I was sitting there just soaking up the vibration. It's like, you know, what they were sharing about music is exactly what I feel too. Unfortunately, I don't have my equipment here with me, but I've got my band on a stick, on a pen drive. Yeah, it's funny, you can carry a band in your pocket. But I used to travel a lot. I mean, I still do actually. And I used to play around. When you go to an airport, you get an immigration form to fill in. And then one of the lines says, your profession. You know what I used to write? Poet. As I go to the immigration, the people, poet, really? What's that mean, you know? And it's true. I don't have particular interest in giving classes and giving talks. I'd much rather sit in a quiet corner and play something. And this song that I'm going to sing, the first one anyway, again, like Juliet was sharing, I was sitting, if you know Meditation Hall in Mount Abu, those who've been there in Madhuban, there was a morning class there, and the sun was coming through the windows, and I was just watching the sunbeams as they were sort of dancing around in front of me, and I'm listening to this class. And at the same time, I'm writing the class in the form of a poem. And then when I got back to my room, I thought about the melody to the poem, and this is it. Please excuse my... I haven't been training much. Let's go.
sighted soldiers filled with boldness, hoisting flags to fly forever, to fly forever, fly forever.
When Charlie was talking about the soul and the music, it's the only universal language except for love, music, and silence. Yeah, so the next song's a sort of a ballad, so I think I'll sit down. Charlie was joking about crooning. This is a real love song. Just a sec. It's my cheat sheet. I don't sing these songs much, so please forgive me. It's a real love song. Again, it's just guitar and keyboards. The freshest rain could never bring the change of heart that you have brought to me. The sweetest song could never say the words of love I want to say to you. I wait upon this sunlit space, my one. Your voice so gently calling. You wait, your heart is opened up so wide to catch the love that's falling from my eyes. Deepest sea could never fill the empty parts that you have filled in me. The strongest force could never break the link of love that you have showed to me. I wait upon this windswept place, my one. My heart is flying, soaring. You wait upon your golden throne of light. Your voice so gently calling me to your land.
darkest cloud could never dim the orb of light you planted in my mind. The hottest wind could never dry the well of hope that you have poured in me. I wait upon this sunlit space, my one. Your voice so gently calling. You wait, your heart is opened up so wide to catch the love that's falling from my eyes. I wait upon this windswept place, my one. My heart is flying, soaring. You wait upon your golden throne of light. Your voice so gently calling me to your land.
You wanted to listen to Oh Baba, did you? One more, Charlie. Okay, this is an old favorite. Request. If you know it, you can sing along. Again, just the guitar and keyboards.
Like moths plunging towards the flame, we journey to our home again. Like flowers open to catch the sun, our minds are open to see the one. To have you is the sweetest thing to feel. You are our everything. Oh Baba, dearest Baba, you came into this darkest night, you healed us, now the feeling cried. You gave us broken and full of shame, you gave us back our crowns again. To have you is the sweetest thing to feel. You are our everything. Oh Baba, dearest Baba, you sowed in us the seeds of time. You showed us how the seasons rhyme, from high to low, from rich to poor. We find ourselves inside your door. To have you is the sweetest thing to feel. You are our everything, Baba. dearest Baba.
Thanks all. Thank you all.
Let's hear it for the great Ken, the crooner from Brazil. Yay! He's still got it? Do you think he's still got it? Thank you so much, Ken. Really lovely to hear a few old classics. Now we're finishing up, and I'm going to ask Chris. Chris runs our centre here, and we really just wanted to show appreciation to everyone who has contributed today. So, first of all, can everyone come in the front, please? Is that okay? Please, the front means the front. They're not shy to play music, but when it comes to this part. So first of all, Juliet, we're going to, in the Brahma Kumaris, always the ladies first. So on behalf of everyone, let's show our appreciation to Juliet. And to Damien, wonderful playing, Damien, absolutely magical. And to Graham Burnsey, who's come on a few occasions, thank you so much. And to the great Sam. Sam, hey. And finally, David, who's sometimes known as DP, I think. DP. Thank you all. Really from the heart. Thanks so much. It's been beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So if everyone would like to come next door, you're welcome for a cup of tea. If you have the time, most welcome to stay. And Sam, would you like to say something?
Just a big thank you to you, especially Charles, and BK5 Doc for hosting this beautiful event, and the whole family, and all of you good people for turning up, including Pastor Sam here. Great to see you. And the big brothers I've not seen for a while. So thank you. And let's do this again. Let's do some more. Thank you. Bye-bye.
And Ken. Now we're going to finish with Toli and a blessing. It's a sweet and a gift of a blessing for everybody. And so Crooner Ken is going to give one, and Chris will give the other one. Yes, Crooner Ken. I mean, he's a pretty good crooner, right? He was pretty good. And Chris is going to give a thank you. So Chris is going to give you a sweet as well. So thank you, Chris. And I think it's probably easiest if we want to give one to everyone here. So we'll get a chair for Ken and a chair for Chris. Vitri, if you can just, and maybe Frank, and if we can just come and take a beautiful blessing. Yeah. And also, this has been webcast, so I just want to thank all the webcasters for hanging in with us for this time. So please, everybody, come. Thanks to Fitri, Vinu, our sound engineers.
And Satish, should we thank Satish?
Yes, Satish, if he's in Malaysia. What?